What's up, guys? Back with another toy haul, and it's been a little bit since I've done one of these, I think. I don't know that I've done one this year, honestly, and the last one that I can remember was that really bad live stream where it looked like it was shot with like a mid-90s webcam. So we're going back to the normal pre-recorded format for me anyway. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff. I've got stuff that was sent over via Big Bad Toy Store from not a toy company, but like a pop culture company. They wanted me to take a look at a few things, so I've got a stack of stuff from them to just sort of look at and go over real quick. Stuff from Bluefin, a Big Bad Toy Store actual pile of loot, a case of Black Series, some random stuff. Yeah, a decent bit of stuff, so we're going to have to be expedient about this. So the first thing that we're going to do is this guy, and I'm still not sure where I sit with this thing. This is the MOTU Origins Mattel Creations, that clear Skeletor that they did with their sort of artsy site where they're trying to do a little bit more upscale kind of releases. I don't know how I feel about this. I hate this box. It just doesn't scream anything except boring plastic clamshell. Like, there's nothing exciting about this. So I'm not sure what I want to do with it. People were buying these for stupid money, and I almost thought about selling it, but then I didn't. So we've got it. I mean, it's cool. I like being able to see the engineering inside of a toy, but something about this one just sort of, I don't know, it doesn't do it for me, really. Which is, that's okay, I guess. Not everything has to be a hit, right? Big Bad Toy Store stuff, if it all doesn't fall on the ground. Marvel Legends got the Firestar. So this is, of course, you know, to complete the Spider-Man and Amazing Friends thing. So Spider-Man, Iceman, and Firestar. I don't think I'm going to do a review on this one, but she does look pretty good. And for once, like some sort of actual painted on fire effects look pretty nice. Even though, you know, the majority of this figure is just molded yellow plastic, she does look pretty good. Got a couple of these guys. Well, not a couple, three of them. The Cobra Infantry. So Big Bad Toy Store got theirs in relatively early. I did not do Zartan with them, so I don't have him. But we've got three of them there. Here's two. And I don't know that I'm going to do a review on these either because, I mean, they're essentially the Cobra Trooper with a few omissions, right? It's the same figure, basically. A Robot Spirits. So this is the Robot Spirit Zaku 2 F2. I might do a review on this guy. I recently did a Zaku, so I might do another one. I've got more stuff Gundam related coming up as well. But this thing's pretty cool. Tons of accessories. And again, it's, you know, Universal Century Gundam stuff, so I'm pretty much on board there. Let's see, what else is down here? The other Cobra Infantry. The latest in Ultimate Predators. Planning to do a review on these. I never got around to doing those other ones. The Lost Predator, the Borg, and what was the other one? The Sniper Predator. When my Sniper came in, he was missing his gun. Like, he was missing the sniper rifle, so I had to get that taken care of. Big Bad Toy Store actually just sent me a replacement, so that wasn't a big deal. But it sort of put things on the back burner. So I might do all three at once if there's interest. I'm not really sure. These are not new, really, but they do look fantastic. And, you know, these are some of my most wanted Predators right now. So we're finally getting them, and that's really exciting stuff. Since there was kind of a drought for Predators for a while. Some old stuff that recently got a reissue. Two more Black Series Gamorrean guards. I have one that's open, and I actually had a second one that I got on clearance at Target when they were sort of dying out. I only ever found one, but I never opened it, so I've got three to open right now, which I think four for Jabba is probably really all I need when it comes to setting up any potential display. What's next? Let's do these. So I don't know if you follow me on social media or not, you know that I do buy Mezco stuff sparingly. Mostly their own stuff, you know, maybe more like the one-off things. So like I have a Space Ghost and I have a Judge Dredd, but mostly like the Rumble Society stuff. But I did pick up this guy. I've already opened him. Iron Fist, because I really think he'll go really well with like the Gomez Ninjas and the Golden Ninjas and stuff like that. That's really my main interest. I don't really care about Marvel Mezco stuff. Some of them are really cool, but usually Marvel Legends are fine for me. I do really like Iron Fist though, and this figure, at least so far, I haven't really gotten a chance to do too much with him. This thing's pretty wild. I mean, if anything, the wired sash that he has around his waist, that's pretty crazy. It's just, it adds like so much more dimension to this figure. But not to mention the fact that the suit is really well done. There's tons and tons of texture to the mask. It's just a really cool looking figure. And then he has like a bunch of wild accessories too. Nunchucks, all these flame effects and everything. So I'm pretty excited about this. He's not going to be part of any kind of Mezco Marvel thing for me. but he's going to go well with some other stuff. And then, you know, I say that, and I bought another Mezco Marvel figure. I bought the cable. So this is the regular one, not the PX one that is like the more 90s cable. This is the Mezco-fied one. But my plans for this guy are entirely unrelated because of the Krigs that they're releasing. And I'm very much on board with those because they're Rumble Society, and I do like the design. So I got this cable, and this isn't really going all that easily for me yet, but my main plan is to take that cable and to make him into something more Krig related. So obviously he's very similar. The chest part is the same thing when it comes to this design. His body structure is the same when it comes to the Krigs. And then I got a wired cape from Daredevil 19. I got one of his capes on his Etsy store, right? And then this is the extra head from Baron Benz, which I've never used. I don't really care for it on Benz, but it works really well for this. The colors don't exactly match to my liking, but at the same time, I think it's pretty close. And for me, it's probably not going to be a big deal. I am not by any means going to repaint this head. That's not happening. I'm not going to repaint a head that goes on a very expensive Mezco figure. But this guy will look pretty cool alongside the red and the black Krigs. So yeah, that's a couple new Mezcos. 112 Collective. And then we've got, let's see, Black Series stuff. So this is the last figure from the last wave. So I finally got a hold of Queel, and I don't even remember how I got him at this point. He did not ship from anywhere that I had originally, and then I had to track him down, and I missed this wave. I missed this wave in store. I was walking into my Target, the only real store that I actually hunt at on a normal basis, and I saw two guys walking out with the entire case. So I had just missed them. It's not exactly a fun feeling to see that in person. I'd much rather have just walked up on empty pegs, but you know, I finally got him, and I've had him for like 2 weeks and I haven't even opened him, so you can tell how excited I am about that. But he is a pretty cool figure. That said, I do have this too. So this is the case of latest Black Series figures. This is probably going to be my next review after this because it's Black Series, it's timely, need to get it done. So this is the Bad Batch case. We've got Asajj Ventress, and we've got the Elite Trooper. So this is like a black or gray Phase 2. I'm assuming it's on the new body. I don't know yet because I haven't opened it, obviously. And I have not paid attention to anybody's reviews. We've got the Bad Batch Crosshair figure. There's two Bad Batch guys in here. We've got, the other one is Hunter. And then the last unique figure is Bo-Katan. So, I mean, I guess she's probably the big one in this case. Asajj Ventress is probably my most wanted just because, I mean, she's been around for so long and I have really wanted that figure. But this is probably going to be one of the biggest Black Series cases in a while. It's going to be hunted to high hell too, I'm sure, because Bad Batch is huge, clones are huge, Asajj Ventress is a big named character, and Bo-Katan is in The Mandalorian, so you're going to get folks that aren't even necessarily huge Black Series collectors going after her as well. So yeah, this will probably be the next review. I don't see why it wouldn't be. That one will take a while, 5 figures all at once. That's a tough one, at least as far as time goes. And then, as I knock the camera out of the way. So the next thing is something, this is a thing that I mentioned Big Bad Toy Store kind of reached out to me on, and it was kind of weird. Big Bad Toy Store themselves reached out to me on behalf of a vendor, Level Up Labs. So they make like video game merchandise and memorabilia and like pop culture-y kind of stuff. And they asked if I would be interested in taking a look at some stuff. Sure, why not? I like video games. As much as I call myself a gamer, I would not probably be considered a gamer anymore because I just don't have time for it. But I do still collect games, I still buy games, and I still play whenever I possibly can. And of course, you know, I've got some serious nostalgia for old, you know, 8-bit, 16-bit, 32-bit stuff. So they sent me over a bunch, and it was honestly quite a few of these. 6 of these. So these are pixel frames. You might have seen these at GameStop, I think. I'm pretty sure I've seen stuff like this at GameStop or maybe similar things. But these are made by Level Up Labs, and they're basically like pre-made shadow boxes to put, you know, in your geeky display, I suppose. So I could see myself putting some of these with certain kinds of figures. Like I've got some Mega Man stuff. This would be perfect to put behind them. So it's like a series of graphics that are layered, and that's what a shadow box is, right? So it's an actual picture frame, and then you've got layers of graphics in there. So like the foreground is the first layer, the boss and Mega Man is the second layer, and then the topper of the screen is the first layer. And it's, you know, it's glass, and everything's sort of poked through with these little stoppers that sit in the back. And it comes with like a little placard too. So it's like a commemorative placard that you can pop on the front if you want. So I mean, I thought they were kind of cool. I didn't really know what to expect when I got them, but I know that there's going to be at least one of these up around my desk, and then I know that one for sure is going to go in the toy room around some Mega Man stuff. Not necessarily this one, because there is another Mega Man one down here. So we've got this one right here, and then we've got the Street Fighter one, which if I had Street Fighter toys, it'd probably go with that, but I don't. So we've got the Street Fighter one, so it's Guile and fighting Chun-Li. This is the one I'm going to put with my Mega Man stuff. So it's, Mega Man, Dr. Light, Rush, and Dr. Wily. And I'm actually pretty happy with this one. There's a lot of depth to these. They're just kind of cool little things. They're like 20-ish bucks. I'll put a link down below to Big Bad Toy Store if you want to check them out. And then we've got this one's pretty cool, Shinobi, because I'm a huge Genesis fan, so Shinobi stuff was right up my alley. This one's pretty sweet. Really excited about this one. And then we've got my two favorite of the bunch, because I didn't know what they were going to send me. I mean, I had no idea. They said they were going to send me 3. They sent me 6, but I didn't know what the mix was going to be. So we've got Castlevania Symphony of the Night, one of my all-time favorite video games. This is one game that I do go back and play yearly at this point. So we've got Alucard up there in the corner, which is pretty sweet. The Scylla boss fight. And then I've already opened one to get a better idea of what they look like. I wasn't going to open them all on camera. So this is, another Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So you've got Richter fighting Dracula, which of course, from a very specific moment in the game. And then here's the little placard piece. So it comes on the back. You don't have to use it, and you just pop it on there with some adhesive. If you want to use it, if you don't, you don't have to. So I thought they were pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to do like a dedicated video on these, because I'm not too sure exactly what there is to review. They look cool. They're going to serve a very specific purpose when it comes to a few of my displays. And yeah, if you want to check them out, I'll put a link down below so you can see what they've got. There's a whole bunch more than these. It's definitely not just these 6. There's a whole lot more that are available now, and then stuff that's available for pre-order. The next bit of stuff, and I guess, well, all but one of these is a Bandai piece, and some of them were sent to me by Bluefin. So we'll start with the stuff that Bluefin sent me. This is the first and one of my most anticipated releases for this month. This is the Gundam Universe Target exclusive Strike Rouge. I was really worried about not being able to find this, because they were supposed to be out right before Valentine's Day, which I guess is very timely based on the pink and red scheme for this, and then they didn't show up anywhere, and then they started hitting like a week later. And I got these in yesterday. I'm filming today, that makes sense. And I got them in yesterday. I kid you not, I went to Target and they were there on the peg. So they are definitely hitting. I'm in Kentucky for folks that don't know. So if you're looking for them, they are making their way across the US. They started out west and they're making their way east now. So this is just a recolor of the Strike Gundam that we got in Wave 2, I think. Wave 2, but it's a very specific recolor. It serves a purpose as far as the show, so it's not just a random recolor. This is a real Gundam. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. This is going to be a very, very soon review. That's not grammatically correct at all. And then we've got this guy. So this is the Battle on Titan Doctor Strange, and this will be my first Marvel FIGUARTS that I don't think I've ever even handled one of these, because I usually don't stray from Legends when it comes to Marvel stuff, because it's all, well, at least as far as FIGUARTS goes, it's all movie related, which is not generally my thing. But I don't really have a Doctor Strange in my display either. So this guy will be fudged in there somehow, and he comes with like 1,000,001 accessories. I'm actually very interested to see how this cape works, and the likeness for Cumberbatch here is pretty solid. So despite the fact that this is maybe not in my normal wheelhouse, I am very curious to check one out, because again, it's something different, and different's always fun. Next thing is kind of an unexpected one. So like I said, Bluefin sent a bunch of stuff over, and I knew some of this stuff was coming. I knew some of it. I did not know that this was going to be sent to me, though. This is the Gundam Fixed Figuration Metal Composite Zaku One, the Char Aznable Zaku. This is, this is something else that I've never handled before. I've seen them, but I've never handled them. They are slightly larger, kind of like master grade scale, if you're thinking of Gundam models. Figures that have a ton of accessories, but they're made of metal and plastic, and there is a lot of metal. I've already taken him out, because I got him and I couldn't not take him out. This thing is it's pretty wild, really. There is tons of articulation in this thing. It's got some serious heft. It's got a ton of paint applications, and honestly, every time I touch it, I'm pretty sure I'm finding a new point of articulation. So much stuff on the outside and the inside of this thing moves. You can drop joints down. You can see a lot of the working internals on this thing. It's pretty wild. Even like the cockpit opens on it, so that's pretty sweet. It's just a really interesting toy, and I'm familiar with them. I know what they are. They're expensive, and I've never really gone down the road, but now I'm looking into finding a Gundam, like an RX-78, just to have something to go along with this, because this thing's pretty sweet. All it takes is one of anything, and I'm pretty much on board. And this thing is I think, probably an awesome example of what this line's going to be. So I'm pretty excited to take a look at this. It's been around for a while. This line's been around since like the late 2000s, like 2006 or 7 or so. And there's not many of these. There's maybe like 20 of them, I think. But this is one of the most recent. It's about to come out here. Should start seeing it hit retailers very, very soon. This is just an early one, at least as far as the US goes. It's already out in Japan, as is the norm. And then this is not going to be the biggest thing I talk about, well, literally the biggest thing, but it's the last thing Bluefin sent me. And this was, I'm still surprised that they were able to send this to me, or they were even willing to. This is the Evangelion Dynaction figure. So you can tell this thing is absolutely massive. You might have seen, if you follow D Amazing, you've seen him post pictures of it. An absolutely enormous Eva Unit 1. That's what this is. They were kind enough and gracious enough to send this thing over to me to take a look at, and I have not been able to put it down. So here's my mini review. It's absolutely freaking amazing. The logistics of filming this review is going to be something weird because it's way too tall. I'm going to have to probably be in the video. There's no way I can film it. I'll be way too far back to fit it in frame. It's just not going to work in a normal sense. So we're going to have to play around on that one. But this thing is absolutely wild. I did review the Robot Spirits recently, and this is basically a scaled up version of that. It's basically that figure just scaled up. And I've already opened it. I mean, I've taken pictures of it as well. So here it is. It's, I mean, it's absolutely huge. It's a big old hunkin' toy for sure. So, you know, I've got the quarter scale turtles back here. It's basically the same size as the quarter scale turtles, if you're familiar with that. But like, I mean, its range of motion is absolutely wild. It can balance on its toes, which is super weird, but awesome at the same time. So yeah, this thing is definitely going to be reviewed very, very soon. And speaking of Bluefin, if you are in the New York area, there's going to be a pop-up shop starting tomorrow. So if you're watching this, it'll probably be tomorrow. And there's definitely going to be a whole bunch of like exclusive stuff available, stuff on display, Gundam, Dragon Ball, probably this thing, I would imagine. A whole bunch of crazy stuff that I will not be able to experience in person. So go out there and experience it for me. It's like, I think it's running through the end of the month, which is going to be pretty cool. Feel free to bring one of those to Kentucky at some point. I will be there with bells on. And then we've got, well, let's do 2 more Bandai things before I show the last thing. These are not something that Bluefin sent me. So I got some premium Bandai model kits. I've got the Sandrock Custom from Endless Waltz, the Endless Waltz version of my favorite Gundam. So these are P Bandai exclusives. And then I got the Tallgeese 3 Master Grade kit as well. We'll see when I find time to actually build these, but I am very, very excited to fill out my Gundam Wing collection a bit more. And then the last thing that I got was this guy. So I mentioned him when it came to talking about cable. This is the Krieg Blood Force. So this is the Asia Goal exclusive Blood Force Krieg. I did, of course, get him on whatever day that was beginning of February. Stayed up a little bit late, I guess. Maybe it wasn't too late. And made sure I was able to snag one of these guys. So, you know, you've got the little thing in there. I'm not going to go through it right now because I'm going to do a review on this guy, and then I'll do a review of the black one when it gets here as well. But I'm super excited for these. I love this Rumble Society box, the gold top box. Very clean presentation. So I'm going to have him, and then we'll have the black one whenever they ship that, because I did get that during the Toys Fair thing, and have the cable-y Krieg to go along with them, and have kind of like a trio of dudes for a little while. But yeah, that's it for now. So I've got a whole bunch of Black Series coming up. We've got the Dynaction Eva, the Zaku, the Gundam Universe, the Doctor Strange, some Mezco stuff coming up. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of reviews on the horizon. I need to get to work, but I wanted to do one of these because I haven't done one of these in a long time. It's nice and daunting at the same time to sit down and see what all I have brought into the house. So that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of any of this stuff, all of this stuff, what you've gotten recently, and I'll catch you next time.